So, last video I entered Europe's greatest post, the Balkans, scrambling for things to do, until I remembered someone who is living ironically in the area, and that's when I decided to meet up with him, and this is Serbia, so you didn't have to. You know, I'm vlogging all of this. Yeah? This is gonna... Zdravo and welcome to Serbia, of all places. Alright, now that we got that out of our system, let's dive into this mysterious country. Serbia is one of the most well-known countries in the Balkans, known for their president coming out of the fridge, war crimes, alarming ties with Russia, and exclaiming Kosovo is Serbia in the comments.
Kosovo is Serbia.
But look, these are bad things that get the headlines which hide the country from its vast beauty. And also, said war crimes have produced some banger songs. Knowing this, Serbia has been on my mind for a while, and thus today we finally visited. And what better way to do this than to do it with one very like-minded YouTuber friend of mine. When it comes to history and national jokes, no one else understands. So, if you don't know, living ironically in Europe is a YouTuber from Serbia with around 120,000 subscribers who have, you know, taken inspiration in this series from. Make sure you check out his channel, he makes some amazing content and is criminally underrated. Anyway, originally my main destination in Serbia, like for anyone else, was the capital of Belgrade. However, that didn't happen, as I instead went to Novi fucking Sad, where he lived, just to find out that there were bullet trains going from Novi Sad to Belgrade, and it would have left no significant difference to go there instead. Well, that is on top of my travel list now. But enough of this lecture, let's talk Serbia. But first we need to get there, and that's what we do. We start from where we ended off last episode of this year trip, which by the way is the 5th of an 8th episode series, that being the Croat capital of Zagreb, Serbia's second biggest enemy. And then we reach the Serbian border, and oh boy what a queue there is. Well, we get stamped in, which slight flex, the first in my password, and then I saw a nice short queue on the other side, which shows the epitome of relations between Serbia and the EU. It's easy to get into Serbia, but hard to get out of it. Well, this definitely scared my parents, who were now scared of being stuck in witches' playgrounds, but they definitely didn't scare them as much as the cell phone usage process did. But hey, we forget about that and instead went to the glorious music here. It didn't take long before we crossed the Danube and entered Novi Sad. This city has almost entirely throughout its history been under the rule of the Austro-Hungarians. But we all know what happened then. But more on that later. Back at the expensive Slovenian campsite, we have booked a really cheap apartment hotel in a typical Yugoslav commune block. And it was nice and cozy. And then the next day would be a big one. When I headed out to the city center, I quickly realized what I got myself into. I didn't really, know that this city would literally be Narva 2.0 in the sense that there are like 3 old houses and the rest is just common blocks and other brutalist architecture. Why? Well,
up until the Kingdom of Yugoslavia times, Novi Sad was a comparably small settlement that had some nice Baroque architecture, but all of that went to shit in World War II when the coalition of the armies of the Austrian painter and the admiral without a navy bombed the shit out of it and was only rebuilt during the now communist Yugoslav times. Well, they restored some very historical buildings and the rest they just built up with common block when they realized, oh sranje, the population is exploding, and just built them for the workers, just for efficiency and not for the pretty looks, unlike Belgrade.
But hey, these 3 old houses they still have are really nice. But anyway, I arrived and there he was! We found each other! Oh wait, I already used that joke. Shit. Okay, so Novi Sad tour certified by Live. First is this big church, which is actually a Catholic Gothic Revival one to be exact, which much like most other Catholic churches in Eastern Europe was closed. So wait, how long have you been living here in Novi Sad then? Because I know you live...
Yeah.
Okay.
So not that long, but usually a lot of people, because Serbia is a small country, right? So a lot of people from provinces often go to bigger cities. So although I haven't been living here for too long, like I know the place because
yeah.
So you've seen the churches around the main sites, and you can go around in the side streets as well.
Then there is...
Main churches. There is also a
that European capital of culture. This modest-sized dome.
So this used to be a royal palace, or I think I forgot, Queen Ljubica.
You know, I'm vlogging all of this.
Yeah.
This is gonna get so many views.
Go ahead.
Right next to it stands something much more Serbian, that being an Orthodox cathedral, the St. George's Cathedral. Then there is some other dome, and then the city's main park, the Danube Park, where I asked the man some burning questions about his Bosnian ancestry reveal.
Crazy hamburger! Crazy hamburger!
No stance. I mean, no one in my family really is. So.
Obviously, he denied any links with that, and I would too if I was in that situation. Anyway, then there's this main thing Novi Sad is known for. This bad boy. Well, hold on. Kochi Kurac is that supposed to mean? Well, this is a fact that I still can't take seriously. So, there was a competition for this year's European Capital of Culture between the majestic Hungarian capital of Budapest and Novi Sad, the Serbian cultural city. How they managed to come out on top, I don't know, but now that they did, they flooded the city with these signs in case you ever forget. Now, one confusing thing about how Novi Sad works is that it is one city in two regions. This part of the city is also known as Petrovaradin. Cutting through the middle is of course the mighty Danube, with cars, hills and cruise ships which operate all over from Vienna to the Delta in Romania. And of course, commie blocks. Entering Petrovaradin, it looked like these houses were even older than the ones in the old town. Granted, they probably were old, but have most likely been well constructed anyway. Here obviously lies the most well-known attraction in town, the Petrovaradin Fortress, which naturally was built to fend off the Turks. It didn't really work, but the second time it did. On top we saw the Srpski Belgi, and yeah, pretty cool I guess. Going back across the river I saw some colorful minesweeping displays, some cool monuments,
I don't know these languages.
and the synagogue, but okay. I needed to get a real Serbian experience. So I tell them I'm Serbian food, and they say, da.
What the fuck is this letter? Pieskavica.
And they get this food called chivapi, and it's just incredible. I mean, like, if I have it like this, you know, how does, God have it? Definitely high up there with one of the best foods I ate on this entire trip. Also, I tried this Cedevita lemonade drink, which is apparently Serbian Kool-Aid. I have never tried Kool-Aid, so I wouldn't know.
Serbian cultural experience, European capital of culture.
If our stomach's full,
Can you tell me how comfortable would you be on camera?
Fine, you can record me all you want.
I'm gonna get a really good angle right here.
Knock yourself up.
This is peak vlog content. Oh, National Theatre. This is a really big difference from the one in Zagreb we drove past.
Yeah, well, this one here was done in the.
This is just.
Well, the Stalinist dictator, well, socialist.
I'm gonna get the worst possible angle.
And then we went back to where we started from and waved our goodbyes. So, Novi Sad. It's a school city I guess, didn't leave the biggest mark on my soul, but meeting up with big Guyana turned my experience from Novi Sad to Novi Happy. But after that we departed north towards nowhere else than to Hungary. Another thing, I don't think I'm in an adequate position to talk all about Serbia after seeing one city, and I'll definitely need to come back to see Belgrade, the mountains, Kosovo. But as far as my experience went, Serbs are really nice people, and I suggest you visit this unique Balkan country. Just make sure you go to Belgrade. But yeah, that would be Serbia and the Balkans. Yeah, you can say Hungary's Balkan, which you'll go and visit in the next video, but I beg to differ. So, the Balkans. Powder keg of here. But let's be honest, it is an amazing place, and its stereotypical reputation is one thing, but the down-to-earth people and places to see is certainly a different topic. And I definitely hope to be back and see a lot more than I did this time around. But for now, we're starting our journey back up north. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.
Hey, hop, 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 hop.